So let's talk about Close-Eye Misunderstanding. This was probably, at least one of my favorites, and I think it's one of your greatest plays. It comes from the Beatles song "Strawberry Fields Forever," correct?
Yeah.
And then, but the thing with this play is it's interesting. You use Arthur Godfrey in here, and at first, I think most audiences or readers won't know what the hell is going on with these Arthur Godfrey inserts, but they cohere eventually, where eventually it's revealed that perhaps a lot of the drama is going within Arthur Godfrey's mind. And even when it's revealed that it's not so, the way that Arthur Godfrey is contrasted against the Paulette and Dennis characters, as well as Danny Wagner, works very well. So talking about the mechanics of that play, it's 8 scenes, and the Arthur Godfrey sections, he's characterized in a very interesting fashion in that he has little lies that come in, little gambits that are revealed as not necessarily true, that you have to be paying attention to or you won't catch them.
Yeah, this is a play that I initially had a different title for. I was going to call it Another Monkey Off the Vine, and in fact, in the play that precedes it, I said my next play is going to be called Another Monkey Off the Vine, and I decided at maybe 3/4 of the way into this play, in terms of drafts, that no, that didn't work, and so because I had the Cuda Bucks thing, and Cuda Bucks, you'll find a lot of the characters here, just like in my novels. If you look up Cuda Bucks, he was a real life magician in the 1950s and 60s, and he pretended he could see, and it just, the title fit better. Eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see, and so who does that refer to? We get the one of the things that I wanted to do with this play that I'll do in some other plays here and there too is I've got what I call sidebar scenes. If you remember the very first play I wrote, I have scenes with, say, Valerie Vavello and her girlfriend, and I have scenes with Megan Morrow and her gay black theater buddy, and they don't contribute necessarily to the lowest common denominator plot of those plays, but they're sidebar things that give you into the characters, so the characters are important. Well, right here, I start off with a very sidebar moment, but it's a sidebar thing that comes out of nowhere. It's like, it's sort of like, I don't know, have you ever seen Nights of Cabiria, the Fellini film?
No, I've never seen it yet.
In that film, the character, Fellini's wife, whose name slips my mind now, Julieta Messina, there's a scene where she's put under, she's hypnotized by this guy and made to do some silly things, and people laugh at her and whatnot. So I said, the base of this play is based on real life too. This woman, her real name was similar to Paulette, and she was killed, and two of her family members were killed in the same way in less than 2 years. And I said, that's interesting, but that her death was far more interesting than her life. She was this typically kind of foul-mouthed New Yorker, and I knew her brother from one summer. He worked at the Phi Nast or Phi Fest store, as I call it in this universe. But I wanted to put it different. So we get this scene, and I think I wrote about myself how when I was a kid, I once exposed this magician. I exposed all of his tricks except one I couldn't explain, and he put me in my place when I was like 12 or 13. So I wanted to have this Cuda Bucks guy who was pretending he could see and read stuff, and I had the main character, the focal character of Paulette, basically goes up there, and she's being her rowdy self, and she basically, at the end of his act, she's like, well, if you can't see what's on the chalkboard, why do you have to face it? Because apparently in real life, the real Cuda Bucks could manipulate this dough that he had underneath this gauze and see through the gauze. And so that sets up the idea of people, what can we really see about each other? And one of the things, this is my second shortest play. It's only 100 words longer than my Tetramal play, Persuasion Gentler, about that. and this was a play that was really compressed. And again, uh, I wanted to get away from that compression, so the next play is 40,000. But